Well, this looks like a lot of fun, doesn't it? It takes me back to the good old days of those terrible multi-effects by MIDI-Verb and Zoom, and Lexicon even did some. They were all pretty awful. I've got a lot of use out of the... actually, it's not in my rack anymore. Oh, dingle dangle, what's it called? Axe Effects. So this is a lot of fun. Very exciting new entry from Meris called the LVX. Now, stomp pedals have found their way into all of our lives as composers, as media composers. They don't sit on sticky gig floors so much as on our desks, and we can kind of ningle-nangle around with them. I think it's in response to the in-the-box kind of malaise of sitting there and clicking, where we do actually have two opposable thumbs. I very much enjoyed using the Strymon range, and I believe that members of Meris were involved in the foundation of Strymon, and I've enjoyed a lot of these Meris pedals, courtesy of them. Thanks to Meris for providing me with what they must assure you is kind of beta edition of the LVX. The problem that I've had as these pedals have got more sophisticated, certainly with my review linked above for the Big Sky Night Sky, the Strymon Night Sky, that was it. The problem I'm having is they seem to be getting too big for their form factor. So you get all of these hidden menus and hidden functions that you kind of have to remember. And this thing makes me nervous, because the difference between, say, this preset and this well, how do you make that from this? So let's just have a look at the front panel. The stuff on the back is, as you'd expect, stereo in, stereo out, and we've also got some MIDI controls there as well, which is going to be fun, and an expression controller input, which you can route. So if I go back to the first preset, you can see this is basically the bypass switch. And then let's bring it on. And then if you go to this next one, what that does is it brings it along one. And again, bypass. And then 3 takes it on one again. So let's take it to just a simple one. Tap will select your time. Let's find another sound. Let's have a look at how these affect. So we've got our time there. Feedback. And then our modulation here. A bunch of different ways of assigning what the modulation does. And then finally, mix. And then we've got 2 additional knobs here, which affect additional functions. see already just with the front panel getting up to all sorts of naughty business. Now, I believe there's just over 50 presets. And it's always quite fun to go to the end. It's the ones that you inevitably never make it to. So kind of contemporary sounding stuff as well. Right. 66 odd presets. Now, how do you go about making these things? Because it is actually a modular system. Now, is it all about combinations of dials and pressing stuff? Well, no, because it's got this lovely screen. And in fact, whilst it may look daunting at first, it's just simply very pretty and actually incredibly easy to use. Let's start with one of these default, just a basic delay, and this is where we get to all of our different modules. Now, at the heart of the LVX is a delay machine, but you'll see that we can scroll through dynamics, preamp, filter, pitch, modulate, mix, and looper, and then modifiers, and your expression pedal, globals, and there's some system info. You can see that it's a pre-release version here, 0.8.4. So I imagine there's going to be all sorts of fun updates in the coming days, months, and years. So let's start with the delay, and we've got the different types here. Now you can scroll around and change the various different moving on to dynamics. Like the idea of swell. Location, which is where in the signal chain it comes, and the type. Let's have a go at the preamp. It's a bit crusher. And again, stuff like location. Got our filters. Topology. And then lots of fun with the pitch. Modulation, stuff like chorus and flange. Or cassette. And then we've got different mixer, your wet trim and your dry trim. So that's very handy for inputs in and out. And then the looper, which we'll come back to. And modifiers, so LFOs, that kind of stuff, and stuff for your expression pedal. So now if we want to save this to the default position, we hold it and we can determine where we want to save it. So if you want to put stuff in a line, 1, 2, 3, you can determine that there. I didn't really read the manual. I've just figured this out for myself, and this is the first time I've ever done this. So this gives you an idea of, because I'm an old Luddite, this gives you an idea of how intuitive it is. Save. So there we are, my first preset. Okay, now to turn the looper on, we need to hit hold, and then let's go into record. Now there's stuff that you can program into the looper. So what is your loop effects 2? This is half speed. Loop effect 1 is re-trigger. And we can then trigger these. So there we have it, the LVX. I think it's really inspiring. I love the fact that it's very contemporary. It's got lots of tapey effects, lots of valvey sounding warm stuff. Be very interesting to hear stuff like strings through it. Sound quality is great. I can hear the low noise floor is very low. Obviously using an acoustic instrument going into my door. But all in all, I just think this is just a stat. I tell you what I think would be really fun is taking this on the road. It's a compact little thing that does so much, and I could imagine making an entire album, experimental stuff with this. But it's one of those things, it's not that you need time with it to figure it out. And I'm confident that in a few months' time I can come back and we'll be able to intuit how it works. It's more, you need to spend time with it to nurture out something that is truly yours to suit the instrument that you're putting through it and the project that you're on. But it is, I think, a staggering piece of kit. A lot of the multi-effect stuff, again, I mentioned the Axe FX and stuff like that, incredibly expensive by comparison. This is a little beast. Thanks, as always, for watching to the end, and thank you for Maris to giving me this to try. I look forward to all of the updates I'm sure you'll be bringing and exciting stuff that will come down the line there. If you want to learn about Maris, click on the link down below. Subscribe if you haven't done. I've been a bit kind of lax of late with number of uploads. Number of reasons for that, mainly just working so hard as a composer. But things will get easier for Christmas, and I'm going to make a pledge to really double down on the number of these coming up. So subscribe, it will be worth it. There's some really fun stuff coming up. Do ding that bell if you want to be notified the next time I put a video up, and one of those to Maris. Just awesome.